Hey, Larry Zbyszko, does this look familiar to you? Do you remember this? This is where it all started for you. Remember, you were just a high school kid. You were pushing a broom at this garage where they fixed cars. You kept looking for me because you heard I'd come home every couple of weeks or whatever. And then one day you told me how much you wanted to be a professional wrestler. You told me about your great record in high school, how well you were doing there. And I said to you, well, I'll tell you what, we'll try you out. You came here and I trained you. I trained you well. You became strong. As a matter of fact, remember this, Larry? The bench press where I once held a world record. And you got pretty good at it because the way I pushed you, the way I drove you, the way I taught you to train. Well, Larry, you finally went to professional wrestling, which I helped you get into because I had the contacts. You knew nobody. And I helped you become that professional wrestler. But you got greedy, Larry. All of a sudden, you wanted to show the world that you were better than I was, and you had the audacity to challenge me in a workout, that you were going to show and display that you were better than I was, because you were coming into your prime and I was over the hill. Well, Larry, I proved you wrong, and you really turned on me in a way that's unforgivable. Now you make accusations that when we were in Tampa on this WrestleReunion 1, that you wanted to bury the hatchet, but I chose not to. First of all, I never even saw you there. That was a big, big affair. And my concern was the fans, because that's why I came to WrestleReunion 1. To accommodate the fans who had been so great to me throughout my career. To sign autographs, to answer questions, take photos, all that. I never even saw you. And you then have the audacity to put out a challenge to me. Aren't you big? 25 years after the fact. Here I am, 70 years of age. I've had major back surgeries, hip replacement, knee surgeries, and you want to be the tough guy and challenge me now. Well, I have to say, Diamond Dallas Page, who was much younger at the time, remembers this whole challenge thing and what happened. And he was so furious that he called me, and he wanted me to give him permission to accept your challenge. I told him, be my guest. And then you come back and you say that the only way you would go through this is that after you beat Dallas Page, that you want 5 minutes with me, with Bruno Sammartino. Larry, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, I don't believe that you can beat Dallas Page. Keep in mind, yeah, I'm 20-some years older than you are, but you're about 15, 17 years older than he is. And don't think that that age is not a factor here, because believe me, pal, it is. But I'm going to tell you something else. Do you think, Larry, that this 5 minutes, that if you should get past Dallas Page, which I repeat, I don't think you will, that you're going, what do you think you're going to do to me? Hey, Larry, do you remember that old TV series called Kung Fu? Do you remember the old master? He had a pebble in his hand. And he told the student, he says, when the day comes that you're quick enough, your reflexes are good enough to take that pebble off my hand, that's when you will have become a master yourself. And you know what, Larry? This is your master, and you have never been able to take that pebble off this hand. And don't forget that. I'm still the master, and you're still the student, and you still got a ways to go. And if you think that in these past 25 years, I've been sitting in front of my TV, drinking beer, eating popcorn or hot dogs, well, pal, you got something else that's going to really surprise you a little bit. In fact, I'm going to show you what I've been doing all these years. I'm going to show you what I look like today at 70. And you know what? I look better at 70 than you did in your prime. And if you think that you're just going to come in that ring for 5 minutes and just embarrass and humiliate me, brother, you don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know what's going to be facing you. And you don't know how, as regretful as you were maybe 25 years ago, I'm going to make you regret it even more this time.